Hola, hola a todos. Estoy súper contenta de presentarles aquí nuestra amiga Tanya Pluckrose. Ella se conecta desde Australia. Teníamos que hacer este live, bueno, no teníamos, queríamos hacer este live en Instagram, pero nos sucedió algo que su cuenta y mi cuenta como que no se encontraron y no pudimos conectarnos ahí en Instagram, así que hemos decidido hacerlo aquí. Y por eso ustedes lo van a ver aquí en este canal en YouTube. Así que también queremos un poco dejar la información de esto, de lo que nos acaba de pasar y dos coaches, porque yo soy coach de Napoleon Hill Institute, también Tania de Napoleon Hill Institute es una colega y también es consultante también de la Proctor Gallagher. Entonces miren, cuando uno hace el trabajo, lo que sucede. Ok, so hello, Tanya. I'm so happy that you are here. I'm so happy that we have this kind of situation right now.
Yes,
And in this way, we can
yes.
talk about this. So, first of all, who is Tanya?
Well, I know that I am not who I think I am. I'm not who I think you think I am. I am who I think I am. Like in the sense, Bob used to say this, Bob Proctor used to say that you're not really who you think you are. You actually are someone who you've been programmed to be someone. But really, underneath that, I believe that we are all these a spiritual being having a physical experience. We're a soul having a physical experience that's dressed up in this temple that you see right now. But I'm not really Tanya, I'm beyond Tanya. I was given a name called Tanya and I was given an identity to do with Tanya, but that's not really who I am. It really isn't. And I was thinking the other day that when we're born, we are born just so innocent. We are born as perfection. And then the programming starts. And have you ever asked yourself, why do I love a baby so much? What is it that when you see a baby, you just want to go, you
Yeah.
want to hold its hand because its vibration is so incredibly high when it's born. It's come, it's perfect when it's born. That's why we love babies so much because the programming hasn't started yet, right? They've got the genes, the genetic makeup, sure, but the programming starts after birth. And that's why we love babies. And I believe we all need to go back to being a baby that's just been born. And when we can remember that, then we get to program ourselves the way we would have loved to have been programmed. That's my interpretation.
Yeah, wonderful. So, if you have to define yourself, how
Mhm.
do you define like a human being living in this physical body, a human life? This is the concept that you are using in order to define you.
I am now. I am now. And I'm believing that all of us are a soul living a human experience and that we have been given a divine plan for our life that is to help other souls by using whatever gifts, talents, and abilities that God has given us, or source, or spirit has given us to help other souls evolve, to expand and grow. I believe our main purpose to be here is for evolution, to evolve, right? So when we leave Mother Earth, we don't really die. We're just going to move in to another temple, another body, and be a higher version, a higher soul's evolution to occupy another body. That's how I'm looking at it now. Right? I don't want to identify just with my name anymore because when you do, you then kind of fall into that identity that you were programmed with.
Yeah, that
But
you
we're
were
much
given.
higher than that. Yeah.
Yeah, because we were given this kind of identity. Is what I see is that like we wear a lot of things, like a coat, like somebody came and put you a coat, and then you said, okay, I am this coat. Then another one came and put you these shoes, and you said, yes, I'm this shoes. So we are the sum of these identities that other people just gave us.
Yeah.
And that's the programming. That is the simple way in order to explain what is the programming. And you said something really, really interesting about the transition. Could you expand a little bit about this? Because just yesterday, I have a client that she was so sad because his father, had this transition, and she was
Yeah.
so sad about this. So I'm really love that you brought this
Mhm.
topic, and we can also expand in this.
Yeah, I think we've been programmed. It's only other people's opinions that death is it's end of life. It's the worst thing that could happen to you. I mean, most of us are living dreading dying. That's most of us live our lives with the thought, I don't want of death being some terrible, sad experience. And it's just opinions of other people naming death. But I believe that each and every one of us can change that belief because other people have transitioned and they have come back and they've come back. They didn't quite make the pearly gates because God sent them back. And God sent them back to let everyone know it just gets better and better. What you think you're living a great life here? I have listened to so many YouTubes of people who've had near-death experiences and said, I didn't really want to come back. It was so good where I went. I loved it. I've never felt so much unconditional love. I've never felt so at peace. I've never felt so much being showered with so much prosperity. And so I love accepting that idea about death and knowing that my loved one, when they pass on, oh, they've moved on to a much higher, delicious, divine place that, is waiting for them. And I've heard so many people say the unconditional love you feel is out of this world. And so when you have that belief, you make peace with people transitioning. You're happy for them. You're really happy for them that they've moved on to that lovely outing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing this. It's really important, and I'm sure that my client is gonna see also this conversation, this powerful
Mhm.
conversation, and you are gonna help a lot with this message. Yeah, I also think that we have a divine plan. Oh, we are souls, and we came here with a divine plan. And I really would like you to expand, because you said before, all of us have talents. All of us came here to contribute to the world. So could you expand a little bit in this?
Yeah, I truly believe that, like I said, you're a soul and you've come here for a purpose. And I believe our main purpose is to help other souls, whether 100 or maybe millions, who knows, help other souls with your gifts, talents, and abilities. And remember, what you're really good at, I'm not good at. So this is why I wonder why people ever have competition. There should be no competition because we've all been given a lovely divine plan for our life where there's plenty of clients, plenty of money to be made when we step into this divine plan. So there should be no competition. The competition only is felt when you're not acting on that divine plan, where you're not sharing your gifts, talents, and abilities. And just remember that that your skill set is very different to mine. And so that's God-given. That is God-given. I know that. God gave you different gifts. So it means God has a plan for you to use those gifts, those talents and abilities. And the quickest to know what your divine plan is visit your imagination, because your imagination is God talking to you. God is constantly sending you images of what your lifestyle is like, this version of you, this higher self of you. It's constantly sending you imagery of you doing the thing you love, you are meant to be doing. But most of us think it's just a fantasy. Oh, it's just a dream. I can never do that. But do you ever notice that it gets louder? When you're not acting on it, God does send you lots of demonstrations to get you to get into action. And some of these demonstrations are very painful. I call them gifts of desperation, because God tries to wake you up. And you think you've run out of luck and this has happened to you. But why don't you instead turn it around and say, gee, God wants me to be doing something else. And sometimes God puts you through such an adverse situation for you to step into your greatness and what you're meant to be doing. I'll give a great example. So I'm at this networking event last night, and I meet this this pilot who used to work for Qantas, and he ended up with a brain tumor that had to be operated on, and he can't fly anymore, the big motherships, done, can't go commercial anymore. And I heard him talk about, he gave a small mini speech, and he said, I made it to being a first officer on the 787, but not the captain. So I went up to him afterwards and I said, why are you so attached to being the captain? Can you see God gave you a mission, this adverse situation, to usurp being a captain for 35 years at Qantas? God's got a big plan for you to help other people that is not just taking people from Australia to Europe. God wants you to take this adverse event you've been through and go and speak about it and help other people step into what their calling is. And this is going to pay you far more money than you'd ever earn as a captain for 35 years at Qantas. In fact, I said, here you are worrying about the status and the money. But when you step into doing what you love to do and you know you're meant to be doing it, you're not only going to earn more money, but you're going to be so deeply fulfilled, and that feeling will be better than even winning lotto. So why don't you let go of that story that you never made it to being a captain at Qantas, and instead thank God that he gave you this situation for you to change many lives, and not just by making a PA. Welcome on board. We're off to London. So great you're here today. No, you're going to have, your voice will be more than just a PA to welcome people. There you go.
Wow, love that, love that. Yeah, I really think that God, universe, the source, whatever you wanna call it, really has a bigger plan for us. That's why something happened to you. And it really comes to my mind also another case, because I have also a client who says, Maritsela, it's so difficult to find a job. I don't have a job for 1 month or even 2 months. So what could you say to this person that says it's so difficult to find a job? I would like to hear your thoughts about
Okay,
that.
so I would say, and how long have you been thinking like that? Because thoughts are real forces. And if you keep telling yourself that story, you're going to perpetuate that story by not getting a job.
Yeah.
You can change the story by telling how this is what I would do. Oh, everybody loves me. Oh, God, they're chasing me down. Oh, I'm so hireable. Why? Because I've done this, I've done that, I've done that. I mean, God, they're knocking at the doors. I would write out a whole new script of the way you would love it to be. What story do you want to entertain? And if you say that story long enough, you will start to attract employers that want to hire you, right?
Yeah.
And don't forget to ask how much money you would like. I'm so happy and grateful now that I was, zapped up by this phenomenal company who you'd like to be working with. God, they're paying me this. And God, I've got others now chasing me down. Oh, I'm always in hot demand. I'm always in hot demand, right? Go and tell that story. God, that feels much nicer than it's a struggle.
Yeah.
I just can't seem to get a job. God, I mean, your vibration is so low that no employer can find you.
That's right. Nobody are gonna find you. And also, what I said here is also maybe it's an opportunity to think that you are not meant to be an employee, that you are meant to be an entrepreneur.
Yes, that's perfect. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's about to be a big storm here. So you see how dark it's got? I'm in Brisbane, Australia. It's summertime. So get ready. I think there it is. The thunder's about to happen. Anyway, let's keep
Really?
going. Yeah, it's a massive storm about to happen. And I love it because you think about it, a storm is a place of cleansing. I love it. You've got to reframe it. I love the rain. After living in Vegas for 4.5 years, I love the rain now.
Yeah, I know that you are so happy there, and then you are going to tell us about how you manifested all of this. But first of all, I would like to talk what happened to us today because
Yes,
we decided to have our live in Instagram, and we were there
yes,
trying to connect each other, and we tried at least 10, 15 minutes,
we
and
did.
then we decided, okay, no, we are going to do something different. But as we were talking before, since we really work on ourselves, we were so calm, you and me, and we have different ideas. And that's why we are here doing this powerful conversation on Zoom. So, and I really love what you said because you are a coach and you are
Mhm,
a
mhm.
consultant from Proctor Gallagher and also from Napoleon Hill, and you have also your own business, and you have also a coach. The same like me, I have also two more coaches. So it is really important to tell because people think, okay, I'm going to do this program and then I'm going to move on. No, if you really want to have different results, you have to have a coach. I have two coaches. You have also your coach. And
I
I
do.
really love what you said about this. My coach says, and then could you expand of this?
Yeah, yeah. So I believe in mentorship. I believe in coaching, and I feel that it's so important. The most important investment you can make is in yourself, and that self is, I think, first start with your mindset, right? Get your thinking straight because all suffering is due to your thinking. And so I remember that my coach would tell me, Tanya, if you are going to live a glorious life, you have to stop letting outside circumstances control your thinking. Because you give your power away to outside circumstances when things are not going right. And then you take, I call a dip in the valley, and then it's hard to climb up again. So my so what happened today is there's a few technical issues, but I have been taught that when something is going wrong, to use your perception and change it. Change it, because the more you can use your higher faculties, one of them is your perception, the quicker the circumstance can change. Each and every day we are delivered constantly demonstrations to develop our character and to develop our will and to develop our higher faculties. And so when this was all going wrong, I kept saying to myself, well, you know what? This is exactly the way it's meant to be. Obviously, the universe has something much bigger planned than even my minuscule little eyesight can see. I believe that this recording today doesn't just deserve to be on Instagram. It can be on a multitude of platforms where this message can be sent out to much bigger places to serve humanity, right? To serve humanity. So remember, if we're a soul and we are doing God's work, the divine plan, we have to be open to letting God lead, guide, and direct us. So when things are going wrong, rename it. It's exactly the way it's meant to be. And then what was the lesson I had to learn? The lesson I had to learn was actually I got to witness, and so did you, actually, where is there weaknesses in my self-image right now? Am I still that old version of myself that's worried that I'm going to get into trouble, that I'm somehow not people pleasing, I'm going to disappoint people? Or why don't I just step into her and say, you know what? This is the way it's meant to be, and I'm not going to depreciate myself. I'm not going to berate myself. I'm not going to put myself down. I've done that most of my life. And now I just love myself so much. I refuse to do that to myself anymore. So I'm going to let the circumstance go and not beat myself up about it. And this is what I've learned. So for everyone out there, just remember, when the circumstances come from the universe, just stop for a moment and ask yourself two questions. Why is this happening? And what do I need to learn? And the quicker you can learn the lesson, the circumstance will disappear. You won't have more demonstrations related, similar to that circumstance, because you've learned the lesson. Then the universe says, all right, we'll move on to someone else. She's learned the lesson. This is so good. We're done with her. Let's move on to someone else and test them. There you go.
Yeah, love this. Love this. So guys, remember, two questions you have to ask. And as long you ask these two questions, you can move on. It's like being there, done that, moving on. So that's wonderful. That's really wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and I had the same idea because I said, okay, this live should be in Instagram, and then it doesn't work. And then I started to think, okay, maybe I have to change platform because I've been doing, my powerful conversations in Instagram. And then I said, maybe I can change the platform. And a huge platform is YouTube. And so that's why we are here. So it was meant to be on YouTube, as you said, in order to
Yeah.
serve more souls.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I would like really to tell you that is thanks to the work that we have done on ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have some clients that says, "Oh, Maritsela, that's really too much. It's really too much to invest in yourself, to be in prosperity, to live the life that you want. Does it have really a cost, a price? Do you think that?" So what could you say about these people that sometimes they said, oh, it's too much or
Mm-hmm,
it's so
mm-hmm,
difficult, what I'm gonna
mm-hmm,
do. Some people told me, I don't, I remember, I'm gonna share this. I remember there was a client from Mexico that told me, but Maritsela, for you it's easy because you live in Italy, you study in English in New York, you have the money. If you read my book, you are gonna see that I didn't have the money. Even when I was
yeah.
a kid, I had nothing, nothing. But if we decided to change the course of our life, we can do it. We can do it. So I'm gonna ask you,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a client to you could say, oh,
Yep.
but Tanya, for you was so easy to invest in BobProctor and then in Napoleon Hill because
Mm-hmm.
you really have a beautiful job in Qantas,
Mm-hmm.
flying all around the world. So you have the money, Tanya. So for you it's easy. What could you say instead?
I would say that I didn't have the money to invest in Bob's programs. I didn't. But the money showed up when I was prepared to invest in myself. Sometimes the universe says, you go first, then I'll follow. You go first. Because remember, the reason why we don't have money is because of our money beliefs, our programming. And you will never have more money until you take that risk. You may think it's a risk, it's not. You're actually smashing your money paradigm in that moment, in believing in the universe that God will send you the money when you say yes to you. But you have to sometimes go first. And it's scary. Oh, it's really scary. But you know, the money always shows up. This is what I find fascinating. All my clients make double, triple the money they've ever invested in me, ever. Within 6 months, they all have got money flowing. And I said it took the courage for you to say yes to you. And I say, God will always bring the money back. Maybe not straight away, but he did for me, or
For
within
me
a
too.
period of time
Yeah,
when you are investing in his equipment.
love this.
When you are investing in God's equipment, you've made a decision. I want to use my mind effectively. Can you help me? God says, at last, that individual has made a decision. They want to use the greatest piece of equipment I've sent you. You want to learn how to use it effectively. I'm going to send you the money back, tripled now. But when people, the reason why people don't believe the investment will pay off is because they've made poor investments, like a TV, a
Love this.
car.
Love
I
this.
mean, these never give back the investment because they're not, you can't tell the TV, could you show me how to possibly think? It's a piece of equipment that doesn't give you back a return. It just depreciates. Right? So most people are perplexed that, well, I'm not going to invest in my mind because I've 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 invested in other things and never paid back. Of course they didn't. They just sit there and depreciate. But your mind, when you learn how to use it effectively, it's a gift that keeps giving. Oh
Yeah,
my God. It just keeps giving and giving and giving. That's
yeah,
it. It
yeah.
does.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your thoughts about this because, it's really something nice to hear other from, different things from other coach. So because they said maybe you are saying this in order, to brainwash me or something like that. Instead, if you decide, as Bob always used to say, when you decide everything is gonna, the
That's
forces
right.
of the universe are gonna come in order to help you. So
Yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing this. Since our topic today it was paradigm shift, and we are talking about this paradigm shift. But first of all, for people who don't know, what is a paradigm?
Oh, a paradigm, I think Bob created that name, but it's really your belief system. It's made up of a multitude. Think about it. We've got, I call them, if you look at your belief system, in the middle of belief is lie. So we've been lied to, which is really other people's opinions, about what time we should wake up, what we should eat, about money. We've been actually given other people's opinions, and most of them are not true. Because how do you know they're not true? You go and look at other people, and they have different results to you, which means they were told different lies than you. So that means they've got a different belief system. But the good news is, if you don't like your belief system about money, about who you are and what you are worth, if you don't like how your body looks or what you're doing, or you can change it. That's the beauty. You, and in fact, only you, can change your belief system, but you don't do it all at once. You do it in bite-sized pieces to shift these lies that have been programmed inside of you. I think one of them we need to work on is money, changing our beliefs around money. Because when you look at other people, like imagine growing up in Warren Buffett's home. These kids have different belief systems around money than you and me, right? So I'm like, dang, it's not about, it's the fact I could actually reprogram myself about money. What stories, a belief system could be, they're just stories that have been fed to us that we've accepted. What stories do you want to make up about now getting a job? Stepping into your divine plan of your life? What's a new story about money? What would you like to say? And if you keep, now this is the thing, you've got to pay the price.
Yeah.
And the price is repetition. Because you were programmed with repetition about money, about other people, about your lifestyle. That's the price you have to pay to reprogram your mind for new results. But it's worth it. Oh, it's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it, and it is a work that we have to do in ourselves. So
Yeah.
for sure, you need also somebody to be
Oh,
accountable. That's why it's very important to have a coach, very
yeah.
important to have an accountability partner, very important to have a community. Because
Yes.
if you don't have this, you alone, you are not gonna go anywhere,
No.
anywhere.
And you won't do it. No.
Yeah, yeah. So could you tell us what was, since I said, you have to work on yourself, you have to have a coach, you have to have a community. What do you think these two, which one of these two it's most important, to have a community or to have accountability partner, to have a coach?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
I would say I think a coach comes first because their awareness is different to yours. And when I started working with Bob, he told me, Tanya, you're not going to get results from your current place of thinking. You're not. You have to start thinking from my awareness, the way I think. And then you're going to change really hit new levels of success. So I think it's important you have a coach who has a heightened level of awareness compared to yours, because they can see your blind spots that you can't see. And then community comes over after that, because the community is really good in helping you stay committed to your goals. A community is really good in helping you shift your programming and your self-image. But the coach actually can see your blind spots first. So I would say coach first, then community, because sometimes if you're in a community and there's no coach, you're just playing in an unsafe neighborhood because everyone is trying to figure it out. Everyone, it's all hell will break loose because you're all with the same thinking put in this community with no coach, right? So I believe the coach must come first. Yes.
Yeah, so important. And you said here also, if the community have the same thinking, imagine, and all of them always want to, to add value according to them, according to their point of view, according of their paradigms, according of their belief system. So it's gonna be like a soup.
A big soup. So I think community's good, but you still have to remind yourself, I am choosing to be an intelligent follower. I cannot be a great leader out in life until I've learned to be an intelligent follower, which means I have to have an open mind and be willing to do what needs to be done according to what my coach is telling me to do, right?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing
Okay.
this. And now I would like you to talk about your beautiful manifestation. And first of all, what is the meaning of manifestation? Because we have a lot of material on internet about manifestation. And and also there are some programs about manifestation. But there are some silly things also about manifestation. So
Absolutely.
first of all, it's very important to say that we are sharing this not because we invented this. We are sharing this because we learn, because we study, we applied everything on ourselves, and we are sharing, the material from BobProctor and also from Napoleon Hill. So there is really a proven system in order to change your
It
life.
is.
That's why we are sharing. Okay, so what is your definition of manifestation? And tell us, how did you manifest this beautiful life that you have now?
Well, manifestation for me is thoughts becoming things. So remember, everyone is manifesting every single day. And most people are manifesting their habitual way of thinking. So if anyone says, oh, I'm not good at manifesting, I said, oh, that's funny, but you have a lot of excited misery in your life. You are manifesting. You're manifesting your thoughts that you've been thinking on a daily basis for a very long time. Because thoughts are real forces. And so I'm on TikTok, and the other day I was reminding everyone that you've got to make the most of your present moments. Because your present moment, if you are not milking it with the right thoughts, tomorrow, the next day, and the year from now, those thoughts will become things. So you might as well make the most of every present moment, because every thought you're thinking right now, and it may be about the past or right now in this hot minute, is going to be your future. Yeah. That's your manifestation. That's called manifestation. So for me, I'm like, God, I'm milking my present moment. I'm constantly thinking about what I would love. And if I can keep thinking about what I would love, then my future's looking really good.
Yeah.
Because it's just a matter of time that future's going to become my new reality.
Okay.
So most people are looking at their bank accounts right now with in the wrong way. But you've got to look at your bank account right now and say, oh, that's an indication of my past thinking.
And I can change.
And I can change that. And in fact, it's so good to see my bank account so low, because now I'm going to change that figure. And if I think about that new figure in my bank account constantly, this new figure, then over time, don't worry, that new figure is going to happen in my bank account. I'm going to manifest because thoughts become things.
Yeah.
Right. So I just say that's my impression of manifesting. That truly is the interpretation. And yes, there is a lot of there's a lot of information out there about manifesting, but I know that if you want permanent manifestations, because remember, we hear people saying, I've just manifested $1,000, but we never hear back how long they kept the money. So,
I really love.
so you might have manifested your 1,000, but did you keep it? Because if you've got underneath it the root cause, you haven't got to the root cause that you're not good with money because you haven't made peace with your money paradigm or your belief system, you won't keep that money. And you'll have to say 1,000 more affirmations to keep just trying to manifest. When I say, you know what, just get to the root cause of the problem. It's your belief system. Go and shift all these lies or habits or ideas inside, and you will have permanent results all the time. It won't be loosey-goosey. I manifested. Oh, now he doesn't love me. All this. Oh, I manifested my SP texting me. And then you notice he doesn't stick around. He's gone by tomorrow, right? Right? Because they then go back thinking about a lot. I wonder how long he's going to stay around. I wonder. And then those thoughts become next day's manifestations.
Yeah.
So,
And also,
right?
really important, to take action because some people think that they have just to think. They think, I have a client who told me, Maritsela, I was thinking about money, but but the money didn't came. Yeah, but what did you do in order to receive this money? So you have to move
Yeah.
action. So it's really important. So what do you think about this? It is just important to think about this in
I
order to
think,
have the results.
yeah, I think that, if you're going to manifest, then you have to be prepared that there will be inspired ideas that will come to you. And that's when you should take the action.
Yeah.
But don't take the action, any sort of action. I feel that most people are saying a lot of affirmations. They're taking the action, but they've never got to the root cause of the problem, and that's shifting the ideas inside your program. And I say, you actually can attract more instead of chase when you shift your vibrational state. Because affirmations are short term, you may manifest little things, but hang on, we're here for the big things here, which means it's going to take a little time to shift, to get ideas into the subconscious mind, new ideas. And then your subconscious mind is a servo mechanism. It loves a project. And if you can stick to that project and put it in with time-space repetition, including a new income, you will be sent a plan. Napoleon Hill talks about it in his book on auto-suggestion and in desire. He's like, if you can spend the time auto-suggesting enough times, a plan will come. And that's when you must take action. And the plan will be so illogical. It will be so, it will come to you like a flash, or it could be really loud. You must take the action because that's the subconscious mind sending you the quickest way for you to have what you would love through that plan.
Yeah. And also, if we see this in the topic of spirituality, is like God or the universe sending you these ideas, but God is sending also other people these ideas. So that's why you have to take
Yes,
action. You have to take
yes, good
action.
point. You
Otherwise, the
have
other
to.
people are gonna take action instead of you, and that's why you are not gonna have the results that you wanna have. So it's really important. So tell us about your manifestation. How did you manifest your beautiful life? Because you said first I was working on quantums. So tell us a little bit about you, about how did you manifest everything in your life?
I do believe it was because I changed the way I was thinking. And I learned how to program my mind for the things I really wanted. And it wasn't instant gratification like all the manifestation coaches tell you. It required time, and I got mentorship, and I got a coach to help me, right? I didn't just do it myself at all, but the investments have paid off so much. And so I learned there is a method in programming your mind for the things you would like.
And we know this method, and we help with this method.
We do, right? And so when you learn the method, you can be, do, and have anything, because the mind is a system. And when you learn how to use the system, you get whatever you want. That's it. And so the reason why I have what I have now required me using my mind effectively. I had to get clear with what I really wanted. I had to make decisions in a different way. And I had to get uncomfortable, really uncomfortable, saying yes when I couldn't see the whole plan. I mean, that was the scariest thing, just trusting that the how was up to the universe. As long as I was doing my part, the footwork, and planting in these new ideas and acting on inspired ideas, then when the resources, the people, the places showed up, I said yes. And some of them didn't make sense, and some of them were so uncomfortable to do. A good example is moving back to Australia, where last year it was my personal goal, and I made a decision. I wanted to leave America. I've been living there for more than 10 years. And no, I didn't leave because of the politics. Nothing. I don't even let the politics even get into my mind. I guard this with my life. I never had a TV. I just know that I have mastered how to create my own currency, and that's using my mind. And I think everyone needs to learn how to use their minds, because if COVID ever happens again, you will never, ever worry about a COVID, because you will know how to create whatever you want, including as much money as you want. So I highly recommend you hire a lovely coach, Maritsela, to help you. So I made a decision 3 years before. I wanted to move back to Australia. And of course, every goal I've gone after, I've reached. But my next vision was to move back here. And I made sure, I picked a big, audacious goal. And it wasn't just me moving. It was bringing my 2 Siamese cats. And you always know you've got the right goal, because that goal excites you and scares you at the same time. And this goal, you always know you've got the right goal because you are prepared to fail. I was actually prepared to fail to get all 3 of us back here, right? And that goal made me worthy of it. It was easy moving the personal belongings, but to bring the cats, that goal made me so worthy of it. For 9 months, it was hell. It wasn't an enjoyable goal at all, but it is enjoyable now, right? It's really enjoyable now. But going through it, that goal really tested me, because I had to go through a lot of loopholes, bureaucracy, and paperwork, because Australia is a rabies-free country. There's no rabies here. So they had to prove that I had to prove to the Australian government, the agricultural government, that they were rabies-free. And oh my God, we had to do so many vet visits. They were prodded, they were poked, they were fed parasite treatments. rabies shots, they were done blood work. They went through hell. And so did Mama. So
Yeah.
did I to get them here. But you know what was so good about the goal? This is what I find interesting. You think you want the goal, but in the end, you know what I'm so proud of? It was the characteristics that this goal made me develop that I never knew I had to develop. It helped me become a new identity and step into another level of my potentiality, right? I now am more fearless because I'm like, I've been to hell and back. So I don't care if I have to go and see 16 real estate agents and hand out a flyer because I'm like, I've been to hell and back. This is fine. This is nothing, right? You see, you just develop these skills as you're going after a goal that I say, pick a goal that's worthy of your life because you will discover wings along the way. And I never worried about the how. I kept thinking, I didn't even have all the money, but I wrote out how much money I needed. And then I kept saying, oh, well, the money's going to show up. And that's what I want people when they sign up with you. I just had this attitude. I'm going to put down the deposit and next month more money will come in because this goal I know is for the highest good of myself, to be a better coach, to mentor people. I'm going to be a better human being and serving humanity. And so the money would always show up at the last minute because I was doing service to myself that was going to help others.
Yeah, yeah, that's amen. Amen. I really love what you said. Amen. And also, what is important here, what you said, I went from a hell in order to have my cats here. So, where you also gain confidence, and where is the that is the place where confidence come from, because some people says it's so difficult, I don't believe in myself. Yeah, you have to do things in order to
Yep,
go through, and then you are gonna gain confidence.
you
But
do.
you have to do things, you have to do the things that you like, you have to get uncomfortable, is what you
You
did.
do.
Because
You
for you
do.
was
Yep.
also could be easy. Okay, I'm gonna let my cats there, and everything is okay. I'm gonna live there in Australia without my cats, so it's gonna be for sure painful for you. But you decided to go through all of this mess in order to have your cats with you, and now you have also your cats with you there in Australia.
Yeah. But the thing I'm more proud of is the person I became in the process.
Yeah,
Now I'm oozing with confidence. I trust myself even more because I got uncomfortable and I did the thing anyway. Now I trust myself that I can actually do anything now because I did that thing. And that's what I want to tell everyone. Just do the thing and promise you will develop wings along the way. You will develop characteristics that you never knew. But just remember that every time you say yes to you, God is preparing you for your next career,
yeah, right.
for you to be a better leader of yourself and others, and say yes to these situations because He's helping you, prepare you to step into using your skills, talents, and abilities for the divine plan for your life.
Yeah, yeah, love what you said. And it's the same for me. For example, I'm from Ecuador and I came here to live in Italy 10 years ago. So it's been 20 years that I've been living here, 20, yeah, 10, I said 10, but it is 20 years that I've been living here in Italy. And at the beginning, it wasn't easy because I spoke, Spanish English, but not Italian. I have to learn Italian. I have to do all the paperwork in order to be also, an Italian citizen. And I went for really a hell in order to have my
Yeah,
papers done. But since I went for all of that, as you said, now whatever happens is nothing.
it's
It's
nothing.
nothing.
She
Oh,
was worth it. She
yeah.
was worth it.
All right, she was. So thank you, Tanya, for
Yeah.
sharing all of your knowledge, your wisdom with us. And also, I would like the last question because when you
Yes.
were talking about manifestation, about goals, there are
Mhm.
some people who say, I don't have a goal. I don't know what is the goal in my life. What could you say to this kind of people? What could
I,
you
yeah,
advise then? Because yes, we don't have goals at the beginning. There are some people that they really don't know what they wanted.
yeah.
But for me, for example, when I was a kid, I didn't have money. I didn't have a beautiful house. I didn't have anything that I have now. But then I decided I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna study it. I'm gonna learn English. So I learned English not in United States because I have some people who says, oh, I don't have the money in order to go to America, to United States, or also to England in order to learn English. I learned English in Ecuador by myself. I work a lot in order to pay me, I didn't have the money in order to pay my courses, in order to learn English. So I went for all of this in order to be the person that I am now. But I knew when I was a kid what I wanted to be. I wanted to be an English teacher. I wanted to travel the world. I want to be a coach. Then I realized also that I wanted to be a coach. So I have all of this, but I always knew what I wanted. What could
Mhm.
you say to people that they don't know what they want? They don't know what is their purpose in life. What could you say? Where they can start in order to learn more about this?
Okay. Well, what I love is there's so many ways around this. So first of all, I wouldn't allow myself to continue that conversation anymore. I don't know what I don't want to do. First of all, because thoughts are real forces. So you keep shutting down the subconscious mind for revealing to you what you're meant to be doing. I truly believe that we need to analyze our conversations all the time. And I can't stand the word struggle. I'm struggling. Stop saying that. Then the universe is going to stop sending you demonstrations for you to struggle
Yeah.
and perpetuate that assumption. So I believe everyone does know what they would love to would love to be doing, but the only reason why they are not doing it is because they've incurred a number of failures in their life that has caused them to create a failure self-image where they don't believe in themselves. But I believe everyone does know what they'd love to do, but they're letting their poor or lower self-concept,
No.
unfortunately, allow themselves to believe in themselves that they can do it. Okay. I think if people are stuck and they're not sure what they'd love to do, then why don't you ask God to show you? I often tell my clients, why don't you just pray about it? God, I like to call my higher power or source God. Okay, that's just me. But if God, in any way, you have an adverse feeling or activated by it, then call it Tom, Dick, or Harry, whatever you want to call it. But I often give my clients infinite intelligence. Please reveal to me the divine plan for my life. Please make it loud and clear, as big as a billboard sign, a highway sign. What would you love for me to do? And then you just get excited about the fact, and I promise you, you will be shown as long as you are in the place of receivership. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what God has in store for me, the divine plan, rather than going back to, well, I don't know. Because how can Source even speak to you if you're in I don't know zone? You're just not going to get the message. So
Hilarious.
get excited. Get
Yeah.
excited about you're going to be shown, and you will know it. It may be someone doing something on TV. It could be, I wouldn't rely on ChatGPT because ChatGPT is not God. Please, please don't go to ChatGPT to tell you what you could do, because I believe God's divine plan is greater than a bot.
Yeah.
And if you're just asking ChatGPT, it's just a bot. God's greater than that and can drop in a beautiful idea for you that you may never have thought of. But if you do it with curiosity, oh, that? Oh, I'm going to go and explore that. Who else is doing that? How else did they get in? And start to entertain the idea, I can. I can actually. Oh, I might. I can. I will, and I do. But just get excited that God, you've asked the universe for help. And whenever you ask with the intention that I really want to know, you will get an answer. I promise you.
Amen. 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 Tanya, I'm so lucky to have you here. I'm so happy, lucky, really blessed in order to have you here. And what I think is that what really happened today, in order, in Instagram, and can you see all the topics that we have touched today? I I didn't plan this. But we are gonna help a lot of people with this
Mm-hmm.
video, a lot. So thank you for everything that you share. And I'm so curious about the topics that God universe is gonna send you for the next life tomorrow.
That's right, for tomorrow, right?
Yeah, because
Just
we,
show me. I
yeah.
prayed today. Just show me, and look what came up, right?
Okay.
All
Okay.
right, my darling.
Thank you, Tanya. There is something that you wanna say to my community, something that you would like to share from your heart.
I think it just boils down to is that God has big plans for you. And in order for you to be in the receivership of your birthright, to be rich, happy, and successful, then the quickest way you are going to have, I call it the cash and prizes, is to learn how to use your mind effectively. Because if they can follow you and follow your guidance, because your awareness is way up here, and learn how to use your minds, you will never be a plaything ever again to any circumstance. You will bounce off it. You will be like wearing a coat of Teflon. And when you are able to go over these circumstances, they don't get to you. This is when you live a glorious life, a phenomenal life, because you're not affected by outside circumstances, because you know how to think into the results you would love. And you'll never be affected by a COVID or anything else ever again. So
Yeah.
they're lucky to be part of your community.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we are really lucky, also to have you here and to
Oh,
share all your knowledge with us. So thank you so much. See
you're
you
welcome.
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. And hopefully, if we're not on Insta, we're back here. So,
Yeah, of
do you want
course.
to come back on here instead?
Yeah, let's come back here. Yeah.
Let's do
Let's
another Zoom because it's far more fluid. It's a bigger screen, and it's look what happened. It was
okay.
beautiful.
Okay.
Let's see it tomorrow. All right,
Okay,
darling. See you
maybe we can,
tomorrow.
okay, yeah, also, maybe we can also try to go for the first time on live on YouTube. I don't know how to do
Yeah.
it, but maybe we can try tomorrow. Let's try.
Okay.
Let's
Let's
see.
try. All right,
Thank
love.
you, Tanya. Bye
See
bye.
you. Bye. Bye.